Model driven is more inclined towards the data validation and data business process flows. Hey everyone, this is Prashant Chaudhary. I welcome you all to my channel Classic Power App. This is the part 7 of the model driven series, and in this video we will focus on the validation part. If you checked, like in the last fifth video, we have implemented the validation using the business rule. But business rule is a out of the box capability of our dataverse, and it won't give you that much feasibility that you can implement using the JavaScript. So yes, we can implement the JavaScript also in our dataverse. So let me take you to my screen and see how we can use the JavaScript in order to implement some functionality or any type of validation. So we are inside our environment solution, and we will create a new resource for it. Resource is like where whenever we need to use some javascript needs to be stored as a file to our solution. Any type of file that whatever you would like to store inside your solution, it should be a type of web resource. Okay, so you need to create a web resource first. You go to this new, and then here you have the more, and then you have the option to select, click your web resource. If you click on this web resource, you will find that there is a type. If you select this type, you can see we have this JavaScript option available. We also have the option to add some style sheet, HTML part, okay, and some sort of images. So if in your system, if you need any type of image, any type of data, all things would be uploaded to your solution as a web resource. So now today we are working on the JavaScript, and JavaScript would need a file to get uploaded. Okay, so we will create a very basic JavaScript for now. We'll open Notepad, and then in the Notepad I'll simply write some JavaScript like function. My function name is f2, and then I'm simply passing some alert message, and we say it is hello function is called. Now I simply save this file into my system, and then I make this file as my javascript.js, and then I save it. Now I'll go back to my environment and then attach that file. My java file.script, open, display name. I would say I want this name. I will write it here, and then it needs to be visible here also. Or maybe use some small letters. Control A, Control C, Control V, and then let's save this file. As this JavaScript, we need to add some sort of a event from where that JavaScript will trigger. Okay, so what we will do, we will we can see we have this file here. Now we'll click on this and then add it in a classic version. We drag this that side, and on the another side, what we want to do, let's take example. We want to trigger this JavaScript or run this JavaScript based on the some event, and that event would be on the on load of our form, entity form. So what we will do, we'll go inside the table, we'll expand our table, and then we have these forms. Our form was the student form. We'll go here and then click on this edit, and here let it open. I can see I have some URL. If I open this text editor, I can see my text here. So I can also update my JavaScript at any time. Okay, I need not to upload the JavaScript every time. Okay, I can simply update it directly from here. So click OK and let me pass some parameter context. Okay, let's save this, save and then publish in order to get the latest changes. Now let I think my form should be open now. Okay, so here is my now form is available. What we will do, we want this JavaScript to trigger once my form is loaded. So as this form is already open, I can see on this right property bar there is an event. If I click on this event, I see that there is no library attached to it. I can click on this add and then my library name was my JavaScript file. I come here and then try to search my file, my JavaScript. I can see this file here. I select this, click OK, and then here I can see I have an option to trigger my function either on the on save of this form or on load of this form. So these are nothing just the events that the JavaScript can use to trigger. Okay, or if we go to any column, on the column I can check I have a event handler as on change. So there is only one event that I can use that runs on the top of the column is the on change, and if you want to get any trigger from the form, then the form triggers would be on save or on load. So let's try to add something. I'm just opening this in the classic one because I like that classic version of this form. You can also make your function to work from here, but I like this one. Now I click on this form properties and I can see my form is not having any data. Okay, let me add this again. My file. Okay, it is unable to find my Java. Let's try. Okay, CRA32. If I try to search for like that, CRA32. Okay, now I can get this. It's already selected. Click add, and then I can go to the events. Let me close this and then event. When I want this JavaScript to trigger on the form on load, what type of event? Here I need to pass which function I want to call. So my function name was f2 and I want to pass the execution context as my first parameter to that function. I click on this OK and then I will save this form and then I will publish it. Meanwhile, I'll go back to my app and then where is my app? App is here. Now let me try to play this app. Done this. So my JavaScript should trigger this function f2 once my form is loaded. Now I'll open this and then see. So here you can see hello function is called. It means this is coming from my JavaScript. Okay. So this particular functionality is developed by the JavaScript. Now I can customize this JavaScript as per my requirement. Okay, let's take example. I want to populate the name of the student in that alert box. Okay, just for the basic one, I'm just taking an example. So what we'll do, I go again to my JavaScript and then click on text editor, and then here I already get this context. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to add some code like where page context, or maybe say, let's say where form, I'm just using some variable equals to context dot get form context. Get form context is the function that comes under this context. Okay, get form context and then close this. Now instead of hello, I want it to populate my where form dot get attribute. I need to pass my attribute name dot get value. What would be my attribute name? Let's take example. I want to pass the age. Okay, I'm just copying this logical name, coming back, and inside this double quotes, I will pass my logical name. Now click OK. Now I have updated my JavaScript. Let's see. Let me save this and then publish. In order to get the latest changes in your app, you need to publish your customization every time. Now I'll go back to my app and then right now my let's say my age is I'm making it is 15. Okay, 12. Save and close. Now if I open this, okay, it is still taking the previous context. Try to reload. So here you can see now I got this 12. What it is doing, it is simply taking the function value, or I would say the field value in the alert box. So that's how we can implement any sort of validation. Like in this example, we have simply gathered one column value and show it inside a alert box. But if you want to implement some sort of functionality like based on some input, you want to customize another value. So that sort of validation, that sort of functionality you can develop using the JavaScript and using this events also. And if you want to run any API, you can do that too. Okay, so that's all. And just for a one more recall, in form we have two events, on save and on load. But in case of a field, in case of a column, we have only one event, that is on change of the column. Okay, you can trigger your function based on your event. So thank you all. If you have any questions in this JavaScript, please ping in the comment. Okay, thank you all. Have a